So I do see here, Miss King, Tareian, we met a little while ago, and we had a very candid discussion about how you moved to West Africa from the US, even during times of COVID, and how excited you are about the continent. You've been investing here, you've been encouraging a lot of Africans in the diaspora to invest back home here on the continent. Can you share some of the success stories you've had and how you plan to work with the diaspora through the Africa Wealth Alliance?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Anne. And it has been an amazing day today, just following you guys and hear all of the different opinions and stories. So my name is Tareian King. I'm the co-founder of the Africa Wealth Alliance, which is a mega project consulting firm here based in Senegal. I guess the background about myself, I hold a Juris Doctorate degree. I work in international law. And so I've been very much so grounded on the continent for the last 10 years. Working in international business law and also international public law. In terms of success stories for me here in Senegal, let me start off by saying that I think it was like 2017, I started an import-export business here in Senegal. And so I import and export salt. As of 2 years ago, I started working in agriculture. And so I provide poultry to some of the top restaurants and hotels here in Dakar. And I think a lot of my success personally here in Dakar has to do with the fact that I put in the time. And so for the last 10 years, I traveled to Senegal, coming like twice, 3 times a year to learn what the demand was, what was missing, to really connect with people and see like what was needed here. Of course, I think as an African American, I came here and I was like, oh, they didn't have this and they don't have that. I could open this and I can open that. But the big question is there a demand for it? Is it something that the local community would value as much as an American would value? And since, I think I put in that time to understand the market, I was met with a lot of success. And so with the Africa Wealth Alliance, once I launched the investment firm, I knew that, you know, individuals in the diaspora, they will always have business ideas. We all have ideas. We all kind of like know what we want to do. I think the big question is whether or not it's going to work, whether or not there's a need for it. And so believe it or not, although most of my clients, they want to jump right into implementation. They want to like, I have this idea, help me get it started. Like, who can you connect me to? I don't start off that way. I start off with feasibility studies. And with the feasibility studies, it's really, okay, what's the idea? Is there a market for it? Is there a demand for it? Can a local population afford it? How much can they pay for it? How much is it going to cost? What's the profit? Is it even worth it? And so I'm sure you guys all know what a feasibility study is, but that's really step one. And I think most diaspora investors, they forget that you may have an idea, but we need to know if it's feasible. Even more so, I think with my clients, as I was telling you, they may know someone who's from the country that they're interested in investing in. And sometimes I find that it can be an hair braider, it can be their neighbor next door, and they are trusting the investment advice from those individuals. And I'm like, I hate to tell you, but Mamadou from Senegal, who's based in New York, he's going to always tell you that your idea is going to work and that Senegalese people are going to love it and like you're going to become a millionaire. But when it fails, he's not going to be anywhere to be found. and I think for people who are, more connected to the continent, and so like first or second generation Africans, I'm always met with, oh, my family is in Sierra Leone. Like my uncle then, and it's like, did your uncle study the economy? Like, do he know how things have changed like since 1994? And it's like, I don't think so. And all of these things are important. And so here at the Africa Wealth Alliance, I think we have to humble people. You come in and it's like, you don't pay me for me to tell you what I think. You're paying me for me to tell you what I know. And it's like, I can't tell you the logistics of creating a construction company here in Senegal. Like, I do law, I don't do construction. So we go in and we look at the market, we look at the demand, we look at the economy, we look at the finances of it all, and we see if it's feasible. And I think for so many individuals, that has proven to help tremendously, because sometimes the answer is no. For the country you're interested in, it is not feasible. Or the country you're interested in, the profit is going to be so small per report at like how much you're putting in. And so I would say that's the first success, like the huge thing of what we offer. The second thing, and a lot of people throughout the conference has been talking about like collaboration, not competition. And so sorry to kind of like add on to that, but that is so true. Collaboration, not competition. And so actually the client for the construction, which is funny because he doesn't speak French, but what have you, he wanted to start a construction company here in Senegal. And he just wanted to like come in and just like do it. And I'm like, nah, that's not how we're doing it. It's like we're going to put you with an existing local construction company who speaks English, who's going to be willing to mentor to you, because here at the consulting firm, I do the legal things. We have a finance person, like we have a like these are not our domains. And so it's like, I can't teach you about what it's going to take, once again, to operate a construction company. But what I can do is provide you with the resources and the connections to be able to join forces with a local construction company who have no problem with showing you the ropes, how to build your clientele, who's going to teach you about the culture within that industry. And then you get it pushing, you get it moving. Either you guys can work together or you decide to branch off. Um, and that has been I think tremendous in success too, even though it's another thing that we get a lot of pushback for, because people are like, I don't need you, I'm trying to do my own thing. And it's like, yes you do, like you do. It's like, you're not about to do your own thing, at least not with us. And so I think a lot of times when you're on the outside, we as the diaspora, we have to know that like we're on the outside. You may be from this country, you may know people in this country, but things change like relatively so fast. And you have to accept the fact that there's a lot of things that you don't know. You can like be born and raised in Kenya, spend all your life in Kenya, but there are going to be some things that you just don't know about. And you have to accept the fact that you don't know, and then join forces with the people who know. And so I think, you know, at the Africa Wealth Alliance, we're all about collaborating, and we're all about just like really looking at the economy. And I think the more information you gather about like these business ideas and these concepts, even before going into providing clients with business plans, that's the next thing. Like people like to jump into business plans, and it's like, before we move into a business plan, we have to see if it's feasible, because there's no need to be making a business plan for a business that's not feasible. And so I do think there are steps that you have to take, and there's a timeline. And I think once you respect it, we have really, really good success stories. But I think a huge part of the work we do just has to go in humbling our clients. And it's like, I know you're excited and we're excited that you want to invest in Africa, but things are very different. And I think a lot of times, to be honest, although some of, like, you know, someone here was saying how plumbing skills in Nigeria, how these are skills that need to kind of like be transferred in. And I feel like there are special cases like that, but a lot of times the skills that are needed on the continent, they're already here. And I think a lot of times we in the diaspora, we think that the continent is lacking, or like, oh, this is something we have to like bring, but it's like, you know, people are super educated. I feel like the average Senegalese person has like 3 PhDs. And so a lot of the skills are already here. And that's what I mean about like, you have to be in tune with the boots on the ground. You can't just come in thinking you're just about to, you know, like be the savior, even if you're Black. Like the continent, it's rolling, it's developing, super educated people, super skilled entrepreneurs, like everything is kind of here. And so I do feel as if when you're investing, you got to get in where you fit in, you know, and you have to see like what you can contribute. And I think it's important to like look at what's already there. So before you start something new, before you open a new business, and so let's say like you're really into smoothies, like before you open a new smoothie business, why not look at a local smoothie business and see if they can use an angel investor, if they're looking for a partnership.